So good afternoon, everybody, and I hope you can all hear us and see us okay. And just to give you a very warm welcome, my name is Margot Slattery and I'm the President of the French Ireland Chamber of Commerce and delighted to host today's event. On behalf of the Chamber and NetworkIrlande, I want to welcome everyone to the 10th edition of this event. I mean, 10th, it's amazing, and to celebrate the success of trade and business between Ireland and France. I think it's never been more important than it is right now. And I want to start by welcoming some of our special guests today. Firstly, let me begin with Robert Troy, who's the TD, who's the Minister of State for Trade Promotion, Digital and Company Regulation. Welcome, Minister. Thank you. I would like also to welcome Ambassador Patricia O'Brien, the Ambassador of Ireland to France, Her Excellency, His Excellency Vincent Gourand, Ambassador of France to Ireland, Richard Dujan, President of NetworkIrlande, Mark Foley, the CEO of AirGrid and the official partner for this year's Business Award events. Thank you all, and thank you for joining us today. And I think it's a challenge having to do this very differently. This time last year we were in Paris and enjoying the wonderful French hospitality. But of course, as everything in the world has changed, we'll adjust and do it in this way. I want to take the opportunity as well to say a very special thank you to the jury who were involved in the judging of this awards. And it's never easy. And call out in the very first instance the jury chairperson, Owen Scott, and members of the jury, including our state agencies, the IDA, Business France, Enterprise Ireland, and the economic section of the French Embassy, and senior directors from ECOSEM, JCD Cadeau, Smurfit Kappa, and Zumo. So thank you all so much for doing that. And most importantly, thanks to all the companies that applied for this year's awards. We're really delighted. We had fantastic entries. Let me tell you, the entries were of a really high level and the jury had quite a difficult task. But it's really great that we've had those entries, that people are so eager to celebrate, to see the best of Ireland and France and our relationships in this year, and that we're able to do this today, even in this format, that we can celebrate everything that is good of the relationships we have. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to the Minister, Robert Troy, who's going to address you for a little bit of maybe about 10 minutes. Robert Troy is the Minister for State with responsibility, as I said, for trade promotion, digital and company regulation at the Department of Enterprise, Trade and Employment, and he was appointed to the role in July 2020. And he's a Fianna Fáil TD for Longford Westmeath, elected to the Dáil Éireann on his first attempt in February 2011 general election, and has been re-elected in both the 2016 and 2020 general elections. So Minister, I'll hand over to you and thank you for joining us.
Thank you and good afternoon. I take it you can hear me okay?
Yes.
Ambassadors, Margot, Richard, award nominees, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure for me to join you this afternoon for the annual Business Awards, the highlight of the Franco-Irish business calendar. It's once again a joint venture on the part of France-Ireland Chamber of Commerce and NetworkIrlande that brings us together today. While it's a pity that we can't have the usual evening of festivities this year, it is important, however, to come together even virtually to celebrate the achievements of all the nominees. Alas, we can only have one winner in each category, and I certainly wouldn't like to be having to judge all the nominees. I'm delighted to have this opportunity to recognise the importance of our economic relations and to pay tribute to all the French and Irish companies who are working every day for our prosperity. This year has been a particularly tough year for business. Hospitality, tourism, construction, and the food and drink sectors that are the key pillars of our trading relationship have faced particular challenges due to COVID-19 and the restrictions that entailed. As Minister for Trade Promotion, I have worked tirelessly with my government to support Irish businesses and the economy through strong budgetary measures. And with the good news stories we are celebrating this afternoon, I remain both hopeful and indeed optimistic for the future. The Franco-Irish trade relationship is worth €25 billion annually, and that is growing. Your companies have built an economic relationship that continues to thrive, supporting over 20,000 jobs both here in Ireland and in France. The Franco-Irish economic relationship, thanks to your efforts, is well established and robust, and we continue to have a very positive story to tell. It is therefore worth recalling a few highlights of this important bilateral relationship. France is Ireland's largest export market in the world for lamb and seafood, second largest export market for beef, fifth largest market for exports by Irish-owned companies. It is our fourth largest source of inward investment, and there are over 60 IDA-supported French companies in Ireland. France is our fourth largest source of incoming visitors. Over 500,000 French people came to Ireland last year. And while tourism has suffered greatly this year, we are delighted that research shows that our cultural, curious French friends are still keen to visit Ireland again once restrictions allow, to experience the culture, the welcome, and indeed the sense of space. And we all look forward in Ireland to extending a Céad Míle Fáilte when situations allow. In short, France is a very important partner for Ireland, and indeed it's now our nearest EU neighbour. This presents real opportunities to further strengthen relations between our two countries. Our key message is Ireland is at the heart of Europe, of the Eurozone and the single market, and we remain 100% committed to our membership of the European Union. The single market is our common home, a shared, safe, regulatory space for trade. Since COVID-19 hit, there has been a renewed focus by consumers and buyers on quality, sustainability, and security of supply. As a close EU neighbour of France, Irish goods and products are local. The increase in direct maritime links between Ireland and France will bring us even closer and open up greater possibilities for trade. We are delighted that Brittany Ferries will launch their new ferry route from Cherbourg to Rosslare in March 2021, which will be a key access route post-Brexit. The Irish government has responded to Brexit and other global challenges by developing the Global Ireland Strategy. It is the most ambitious renewal and expansion of Ireland's international presence ever. As part of that drive to expand our reach, we published a strategy for France to strengthen even further our political, economic, cultural, and people-to-people links with France. This work will be taken forward by our Ambassador Patricia O'Brien and our state agencies as we seek to further deepen our relationship with France. As part of that strategy, last year, Enterprise Ireland opened its office in Lyon. This new office will contribute to achieving the ambitious targets we have set for a 50% increase in exports to the Eurozone. In 2021, Enterprise Ireland, through its Irish Advantage brand, will continue to promote the capabilities of Irish companies in France. Enterprise Ireland is also looking to support French companies in coping with the impacts of Brexit on their supply chains, where Irish companies could be competitive partners building on our shared membership of the single market. Another concrete sign of our ever closer relations is the Celtic Interconnector, for which we secured EU funding this year. This energy project will link Cork to Brittany via 500 km underwater electricity cable, which will be Ireland's first direct link to continental energy grid. There's also strong potential for new opportunities for Ireland following the impressive France Relance Economic Investment and Stimulus Plan announced by President Macron in the autumn. Enterprise Ireland client capability fits well with the key pillars of the plan, particularly in the areas of digital transformation and infrastructure and the green economy. Turning to this afternoon's business, we are here to honour the winning companies as well as the nominees across 3 categories: Best Irish Company in France, Best French Company in Ireland, and Best Rising Star. All of the nominees demonstrate the very best of what the Franco-Irish business relationship can produce. I'm delighted that we have this opportunity to recognise them and to congratulate them on their achievements. In closing, I want to pay tribute to the many friends of Ireland in France and of France in Ireland who work to strengthen our economic relationship. Let me recognise the work of Team Ireland, our Ambassador Patricia O'Brien, the Embassy team, our state agencies, Tourism Ireland, Enterprise Ireland, Board BIA and the IDA. As Minister of State for Trade Promotion, I am very conscious of your key contribution to the growth of the Irish economy. To the France-Ireland Chamber of Commerce, NetworkIrlande, and their respective presidents, Margot and Richard, thank you. Finally, best wishes again to all the nominees who I know are anxiously awaiting to hear the results. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you so much, Minister. Really appreciate that, and thank you for the insights into the close relationship and if you like, how we're building that and growing into the future. So that has been very helpful, and we really appreciate you taking the time to join with us today. I'd like now to introduce EirGrid, and you met in the very beginning. I introduced Mark Foley when I was introducing the people who are on the panel today. Mark Foley is the CEO of EirGrid, and we really want to thank EirGrid and Mark for their kind sponsorship of this event. Without our sponsors, we really couldn't do this and make it the annual event that it is. So thank you, Mark, and absolutely delighted that you can join us today. And I'm just going to hand it over to yourself and give you a chance to tell us a little bit about EirGrid and the Celtic Interconnector, which sounds so exciting, and just the sponsorship of the event. Thank you, Mark.
There I go again. I was on mute. Look, good afternoon and greetings from Wicklow on a beautiful, beautiful summer's day, or sorry, I shouldn't say summer's day, sunny day in the middle of autumn. It's a great pleasure for EirGrid to be associated with this most inspiring of events in many ways, and an event which speaks to the excellent collaboration between our 2 countries, Ireland and France. Well done to Cliona, Emer, for organising this event. And in advance, congratulations to those who are going to pick up the awards shortly. May I especially congratulate and welcome the new French Ambassador, Vincent Guérande. A hard act to follow in terms of your previous colleague, who we had a very, very good relationship with. And I sincerely wish you, Ambassador, a really enjoyable stay in Ireland, and that the relationship between our 2 nations will continue to go from strength to strength. I was doing a town hall with my staff literally 2 weeks ago, the 11th of November last, at the end of what has been a year of unprecedented challenge for all of us, both in our work and indeed many of us in our personal lives, courtesy of COVID. We close to 500 people on the call, and I started with a reflection, and a positive one, on how the world had changed in the space of 1 week. Because in the previous week, Joe Biden had been elected President of the United States of America, and Pfizer Corporation announced what appears to be a real vaccine proposition, something many of us would have doubted could happen in such a short period of time, if ever, And of course, in the last 2 weeks, we've had further good news in respect of other large corporations announcing vaccine solutions. So despite the lockdown and 9 months of this very unnatural working from home, I think the future is looking a lot more positive. And I hope for all of us, 2021 will be a year where COVID will retreat from our lives and the economies of the world will start to return to high employment and to growth. For us in EirGrid, we remain focused on our core purpose, which is to transform the power system for future generations. And in this regard, despite COVID, we've made huge progress on our ambition to deliver a power system which will support on average 70% renewables by 2030. Our government has put the electricity system really at the heart of Ireland's ambition to massively decarbonise how we work and how we live in the next 10 years. Central to EirGrid's strategy is to add an additional 10 gigawatts of renewable energy on the power system over the next decade. Offshore wind in the Irish Sea, more onshore wind on land, and solar technology, to build on the existing 5 gigawatts, which we have already delivered in the last 20 years. This will underpin Ireland's world-leading performance this year, where we expect to achieve 40% renewables, which is quite a stellar achievement by any standards around the globe. However, we're a small nation, and this quantum leap in renewables only works if we can export surplus energy at times of excess generation. This is where interconnection is so important to the island of Ireland. In this regard, our planned €1 billion interconnector to Brittany in France, coming from East Cork. We call it the Celtic Interconnector. This week reached an enormous milestone. We announced on Monday the preferred location for the converter station in Ballyadam, a townland in East Cork, and we will be progressing with great speed to make a planning application as early as possible in 2021, so that electricity can flow between France and Ireland by 2025/2026. So we're on track and we're moving with great speed. Thank you to RT in France, our partners, EirGrid's equivalent, to the EU for grant aiding us to the tune of €530 million, more than 50% of the cost of the project, and to the Office of the French Ambassador here in Dublin, who has provided so much support for this exemplar project in French-Irish collaboration. Merci, and I look forward to hearing the result of the winners of this wonderful event.
Thank you, Mark. That's absolutely fantastic, and I think exciting to get a little bit more insight into where it's coming from and just the sheer scale of the investment. So exciting times ahead, and wishing you and EirGrid every possible success with that.
Thank you very
I
much.
suppose now we move on to the real business of today, which is the announcement of the winners and the runner-up and the presentations of trophies. Obviously, we can't present trophies in person, but we aim to get as near as possible to that. So I'm going to begin, and I'm going to call on His Excellency Ambassador Gunnar to say a few words and to present the names of the shortlisted companies who applied for the best French company in Ireland. And probably just before I hand over, a little bit like Mark, I take the opportunity to say welcome again, Ambassador. We're absolutely delighted to have you here with us. We've had great people who've represented France for us in Ireland over the last number of years, and we really look forward to working with you and building upon that success. So I'll just hand over to you, if that's okay, to announce the shortlist.
Yes. Thank you very much, Margaret, and thank you to all for organizing this very nice event. I would have preferred to host it at the residence or somewhere else in Dublin, but that's where we are. Thank you also, dear Minister Troy, for your very nice words and for your inspiring speech about the importance of trade and business in our bilateral relation, and also to flag how many jobs and prosperity is linked to this trade. I'm very glad and very privileged and honored to be the new French ambassador to Ireland. There's, I think, a lot going on, and even more on our roadmap for the month and years to come. And I'm thrilled and impatient now to really work on this together with my esteemed colleague Patricia O'Brien in Paris. Now, indeed, I have also the privilege to announce you the winner for the award of the best French company in Ireland. There are many French companies in Ireland, as recalled by the minister. Nevertheless, 3 had been shortlisted: Danone, Groupe Adéquat, and Transition Optical. And I'm glad to announce the winner. I don't know if there's a jingle or something to precede it. And then the winner is Groupe Adéquat.
Excellent.
And I think the CEO of the group, Jérôme Rieu, is there to present its company. He will do it much more eloquently than I could do, and I'm glad to pass the floor. And congratulations, heartfelt congratulations to this company and its staff.
Thank you. Thank you so much. But I can't see me. You can.
We can certainly hear you, Jérôme. I don't see you at the moment, but maybe the camera isn't on.
I wanted to show you my trophy.
Thank you.
Okay. So merci beaucoup. Thank you. Excellent choice, judges. Excellent. So, and sorry to my fellow nominees. It's a great honor to accept this award on behalf of all our wonderful staff and clients at Groupe Adéquat, and it gives me the occasion to say some words about Groupe Adéquat and our achievements in Ireland. Since our beginnings in Lyon in 1987, Groupe Adéquat has grown to be among the top 40 largest staffing agencies in the world. We now employed over 1,300 staff, including 130 in Ireland, in almost 300 offices throughout Europe and North America. Our journey in Ireland started 2 years ago when we took our first steps to grow outside the French-speaking world. To do this, we partnered with Sigma, a successful Irish recruitment agency, a company with fantastic teams and which shared same winning spirit as Groupe Adéquat. Since welcoming Sigma recruitment to the Groupe Adéquat, we have enjoyed a very successful partnership, which has so far seen the launch of our Center of Excellence in Tralee, enabling us to grow and access new European markets, as well the development of TalentPin, our new recruitment as a service digital platform. We have hired over 25 people in this location. We trained them, upskilled them, and it's a source of pride for Groupe Adéquat. So thank you so much for this award, which recognizes the success of this great Franco-Irish partnership. I'm really looking forward to a time when we can travel again, so I can go to have the crack and share some pints of Guinness with my Irish friends and colleagues in Dublin, Cork, Galway, Athlone and Tralee. But in case we win, I'm so sorry that you can't see me, but in case we win, I plan to share a glass of champagne with you. So I have a glass of champagne in my hand. So I share with you this excellent moment for us, and thanks again, judges. We deserved it, and merci beaucoup. Thank you, and Guru Mahagut.
Merci. Thank you so much, Jérôme. It's absolutely fantastic, and I'm delighted you're having a glass of champagne. I'm having water in rural Ireland.
I just can't make the noise.
Excellent, thank you, and congratulations to Groupe Adéquat.
And sorry to be in the dark.
That's okay. I'd like to now introduce, and very proud to introduce, Ambassador, Her Excellency Ambassador Patricia O'Brien, to present the names of the shortlisted companies who applied for the Best Irish Company in France Awards. And Ambassador, as always, we're very proud as an Irish person working for a French company. I'm always proud of our embassy and our ambassador and the work that we do. I'm delighted you can join us today. I'll hand over to you. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Margot. Good afternoon, Minister, Ambassador Guérin, ladies and gentlemen, the nominees for Best Irish Company in France are Approach People, Mullen Lights, and Kingspan. The winner is a leading Irish company founded in County Cavan in 1965. They employ approximately 1,300 people in France, and they're the global leader in high-performance insulation and building envelopes. The winner is, having said all of that, of course, Kingspan. So congratulations to Kingspan, congratulations to Cédric Rouge, representing Kingspan with us here today, and congratulations to all of your team and your staff. Well done.
Thank you, Ambassador. Is Cédric with us and would Cédric like to say something? I'm not entirely sure. It was in our list. I just wanted to check and not to exclude you, Cédric.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Cédric Bruges, so I'm the MD for Kingspan in France. So thank you, Ambassador Patricia O'Brien. I would like to start by congratulating the other nominees in this category, Approach People and Mullen Lighting, and thanking the jury to choosing Kingspan as Best Irish Company in France. The Kingspan Group was founded in 1965 in Kings Court, County Cavan. We have grown largely by acquisition, and in France, the story is no different. Locally here in France, I've been dedicated to development, which has including 3 major acquisitions in recent years. First, Ecodis, near to Lyon, Isocab in Dunkerque and Perpignan, and the last one, Bacassier, head office in Clermont-Ferrand, region plus 25 operational sites like Maison de l'Étanchère and Dome Solar. Thanks to this growth, we are now firmly planted in the 5 corners of the hexagon. We are proud to have grown from one office with 3 people in 2008 to over 1,200 people employees and a turnover of over 600 million in 2019. Kingspan is driven by a belief that advanced material and method of construction hold the answer to the great challenges that our planet and society faces. From products that insulate better while creating more internal space, to those that harness more natural daylight, we are dedicated to pushing the boundaries of high-performance envelope design with a core focus on energy efficiency. We recognize the vital importance of achieving this while enhancing the safety and well-being of people in buildings, enabling the circular economy and always delivering more performance and value. We will proudly place this prize in our new head office in Riom, the north of Clermont-Ferrand. Thank you very much and merci beaucoup.
Oh, merci, Cédric. Thank you so much and very exciting, and congratulations to Kingspan and well done, and delighted to hear about all the progression and new head office, etc. That's fantastic. It's so good in these times to hear about such positive events. I'd now like to invite Richard Dujardin, who is the president of NetworkIrlande, to present the names of the shortlisted companies who applied for the special jury award for the Franco-Irish Business Rising Star. Richard, if you're okay, I'll hand over to you, and thank you.
Merci, Margot. So I'm especially delighted to announce the winner of an award which is brand new to our ceremony this year and goes to a company who the jury sees as a rising star in the Franco-Irish business space. The 3 shortlisted nominees are 01 Accounting Services, which provides support services to French companies or people who want to set some activity in Ireland. Second nominee is CoAssist, which has developed a connected watch for the elderly. And the third one, Hyde Irish Whiskey. So it's a whiskey bonder, which has France as its #1 export market. And the rising star of this year chosen for its innovative wearable device for the elderly that has significant development opportunities in Ireland as well as in France, and I would say in the rest of Europe, is CoAssist. Congratulations, CoAssist.
Thank you very much for this prize. We are very proud to be awarded as a business star. Thank you for all the jury for this prize, and also thank you to Mathilde Benoit, who is the country manager in Ireland, for all the work she made to develop the Irish market for CoAssist. As you said, what we do in Ireland is a wearable. So it's a simple watch like that. So you can press the button, launch alert if an elderly person has an issue. It also automatically detects falls. And the big innovation for this watch is that it works both inside and outside with a very long battery. So it really changes the way to secure the elderly people, whether they are at home or in nursing home. In Ireland, we are developing a partnership with William Hayes Safety, especially for selling our technology to the elderly, and also managing directly care home. So yeah, this is the prize. Thank you again for this, and goodbye.
Thank you, Pierre. That's absolutely. I'm so delighted you could join us today as well, and thank you. And Richard, thank you for presenting the prize. Thank you everybody for listening in. That's the end of our prize giving part of today. I wanted to just conclude with a few remarks, and just to kind of mark it. Firstly, it's been our first time to hold this event virtually, and we really appreciate all our special guests, both the ambassadors and the ministers, NetworkIrlande, our jury, and all of you who've joined us today, and the winners, and most importantly, the winners. Thank you so much. I know again that the feedback from the jury was that it was a hard challenge, and that there was some great competition, and that's exactly what we want. We look forward to welcoming you all in person to the Ireland-France Business Awards in 2021, which I think, a little bit like when Mark was speaking at the beginning, it was very hard a while back to imagine that we would even see things beginning to return to somewhat normality in 2021. But I think now with the, I suppose, bright lights that are coming through and the hope, then we can see things a little bit differently. I'm proud, really proud of how much we've all been there for each other, and the Chamber and NetworkIrlande is really sort of the embodiment of that. We've really been there, and as companies and organizations, we've really shown our strength, in our community, and how we actually work together and support each other. And certainly in the Chamber over the past year, we've seen that, when there is something, and if an organization needs it, or if there's something we think we should speak to, then very quickly we either organize a webinar or get talking about it or get an event going, and all of it's been done online, excuse me, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And it's great that today we can celebrate success as well, particularly in challenging times. I'd like to take the opportunity as well to call out a very big thank you to the teams, both in NetworkIrlande and in the French-Irish Chamber. Fiona and Emer and everybody who works so hard, and all of our teams, they are the real heroes and heroines of these events, because behind the scene, so to speak, they do all the hard work. And I'd like to have un grand merci to everyone who's been involved. And really ask you to look forward to see the future, and to think about how we'll take this even to a bigger level next year. I don't have a glass of champagne to celebrate with you, which is highly unusual for me, but it's a little bit early in the day, and as this is on screen and being recorded, I wouldn't like anyone in Sodexo to say I was drinking in the middle of my working day. So it's some beautiful Irish water, but again, I just want to say Santé, and well done, and congratulations to everybody, and a big congratulations to the winners. And you know, to wish you all every success in this world of business. It's not easy, and we really want to just applaud you. So I think unless there's anything else that I have forgotten, I would like to say a big thank you and wish you all well for the rest of the day. And for any of you who have American associations, wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And I suppose just hope that everybody has a safe and, dare I say it at this stage, happy Christmas. And we look forward to the best for 2021. And I'll conclude at that stage. And I think that there may be a little bit of a music or a clapping coming on the screen, and I'll leave it at that. Thank you all so much, and have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, everyone. And a big call out also to Carl, Nicola, and Leah on the teams for all their work. Merci.
Merci, everybody. Au revoir.
Au revoir.